Hmm. Okay, well, welcome to Innervision FM. Uh, Tonight it's going to be a fantastic show. Hey, we want you to stay until the end because it really helps the algorithms. And like and share, subscribe to our station, and leave a super chat because that also helps to do stuff here at the station and everything like that. So we we enjoyed it. We're up to 100,000 views, and thank you guys for bringing us up there. But now let's go for 150,000 views. So I know we could do it. Tell your friends, sign up, and come along, and then make some suggestions because you can go to Johnnie, that's JOHNNIE, at innovationrecords.org. If you have a suggestion for like an upcoming show or somebody you want on the show, let us know. So so here's Hey Joe, our time traveler, and you were watching some interesting stuff when I came in. And are these stuff that they just show? It's probably since you're in the morning, they're showing it late at night in the US, or is this something that they show?
It was just Facebook clips, reels. Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, and
I
then you
was thinking about getting a Gunsmoke series, but 20 seasons, that's a long running show.
that'll that'll definitely keep you busy. Um, yeah, not to say you're not busy enough, but I was I was just thinking like I was just watching this thing Invasion, right? So it took me I think from Monday until Friday, and now it was like season one, it started off in 2021. Now I'm up to the main season. Now I gotta wait every Friday at 5 before they drop the show. Right. So but I went through and I think without the commercials, I think it's like 52 minutes.
Yeah.
So I was going through those things to get, and then I was telling Alan, they didn't say nothing about God until mm, they said, well, this one girl, well, God, I really don't talk to you that much, but in this time, and then they won for 2 years. They had 2 years of peace from these aliens. And my question is, if you're that intelligent, why do you need to come down and slaughter a bunch of human beings if you're that intelligent? But anyway, it's a series, and that's what they think, and whatever. But anyway, but those old shows, that one started out black and white. Then, and I wasn't able to get like the year that they turned it to color.
Probably in the late 60s we went to color, I would guess.
Yeah. And then you were playing this recording of Tom, was it Tom Holmes? The,
Uh,
he was
Something I was not watching or listening to.
he was talking about if you're coming in this country illegally, we're gonna get you out of this country.
Oh yeah, Holman, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that was that reason, or is that just something he's just saying again because people are not getting it through their head?
Yeah, they then you got Ilhan Omar. She's about to get the axe.
Oh yeah, because she was teaching
She
people
can't.
on her, what was it, on
She,
her X, or it was somewhere where she was teaching them.
yeah, well, she was also got her brother in, married her brother, and brought him here.
Oh,
I
okay.
think married her father and came here. It's like,
Okay. That's Omar. I was thinking about ALC, but yeah,
oh,
Omar.
TLC,
That
you know.
that that yeah. That
They're both about to take a deep dive into the Constitution.
and I'm thinking like these um mayors, when you obstruct federal, I think that Trump's federal, and that the Johnson, he backed off when he here in Denver, he backed off when He said, "You said come and arrest me," and then he backed off of that.
you know,
Yeah.
because he's going to get arrested.
So now these Baltimore guy, and I heard something about the guy in Baltimore, the Weston or whatever his name is, something like that. He, I guess when you're in the army and you're leading a troop, like at the end, you get this honorable badge or something like that. So he started putting it down that he got it, but he didn't get it for whatever reason. And then he went on these talk shows and they put it in there and said, whoa, and he won this honorable badge. And then it comes to find out that on Biden way out, he gave him that badge. But for 20 years, he's been lying that he had the badge of honor. And the way he tries to explain his way out of that. Oh, and then while in Baltimore, while his city is going crazy with all this crime or whatever, he is on a luxurious boat in Italy. I forgot the actor's name. And so he's there in his swimming suit, relaxing, while his city is in an uproar. All right. So that's another thing. So they have pictures of that. He was thinking about because he was rating more than that guy in California, the mayor and governor in California, Newsom.
Newsom.
Yeah, and he was rating better than him, but now this stuff is coming out, and it's starting to cut into that because they said, well, maybe we'll run him, but as usual, he has some flies in the buttermilk, and is all these guys have. I don't understand how they think they're gonna, or maybe they just have an ace card and know that oh they're not gonna arrest me. Now
Well,
Johnson didn't feel that way.
I mean, those people don't think like most people. They don't think like law-abiding people. They're criminals, and that's how they think.
Hmm.
They go and rob a bank, and they think they're not going to get caught. How do they think that? That don't make
Well,
any sense because they're going to get caught. You know.
well, maybe that's why they have to get hyped up on liquor or whatever they do. S- So so if they do get caught, they're
And
feeling
it's
good.
like these politicians, they think they're not going to get caught, but and they don't listen to what we listen to for
Hmm.
news. They don't listen to it. I mean, it's just amazing
Yeah.
how they survive.
Okay. Now, so Letitia, she did that. She signed up for houses and said it was a residency in two places. Then this lady on the financial thing, Cook, supposedly like she was the first black lady, and there's another black guy in there anyway. So anyway, so she did the same thing. Said that she lived in this Atlanta, and then she lived in Virginia. I think it was. Correct me down in the subject line, what cities. But it turned out that she lied about being in both of those places, and then she's putting one place up for rent, so she could make some extra income. And she's on the reserve council. So here she is, lying like Letitia, and I guess maybe her and Letitia know each other, for them to come up with the same idea.
Adam Schiff too.
Oh yeah, Adam Schiff, another one. It's like a three-wing circle.
Yeah.
So, gee, man.
How many more though? I mean, those aren't the only three.
Yeah, those are the ones that were just
That's the ones
very,
that were being outrageous and not upfront about anything, and causing major, trying to cause damage to Trump's stuff, and it backfired on them. It put
yeah.
them in the spotlight.
And there's probably some people who are just keeping their head down and not drawing attention to themselves,
Yeah,
that it
they're going
probably
to get
does.
caught anyway. But
Oh man. So ladies and gentlemen, it's like, what is hidden will be revealed. And you try to put a well, I don't know about a light over the lampshade. I think these guys are not too much light inside them, but it's
You,
like,
you know, when they let loose on Trump, made him do his bank records, his income tax, all this stuff, they opened up the gates for every one of them to get seen. Every one of
yeah,
them is going to go through this.
yeah. And
They
and
just are.
I was talking to a low level thinking lady the day I was sitting at lunch. Uh, Before I get to what she said, but she said this other thing. Um, oh man, she said so many stupid things. Where do I start? Um, yeah, it was like okay, well, I'll start at the end because it was just so many things she was saying. So she said that, and I heard this twice. Some guy got shot and killed by the rural police 6 years later after they they uh they choked out this one kid. And so this lady's up there, um in this meeting last night saying that uh Trump is gonna kill us. He's gonna take off our Medicaid and Medicare and something else about oh, and he's gonna stop our food stamps, and we're gonna have to work. Get this guy, we're
Yeah.
gonna have to work to get our food stamps. Like, what a concept. You look pretty healthy, lady. And she looked pretty healthy to be up there
Look at all
saying,
the people that he took off of Social Security.
that too.
That's amazing. That
Oh,
we're going to be out of Social Security by 2034. And it's like, now it's all above ground.
oh,
It's into the far future now.
now I
It's,
remember. Okay, you do the HUD housing.
yeah,
A lot of those people turned the other way, and I hope my sister-in-law wasn't one of them. When the illegals they signed them up to rent their place, and now they're cleaning house. And I think they said it should be going full force by the 31st. So anybody that is living in the HUD housing that are illegal, and those people just turn a blind eye to it, they're gonna close them down.
well, and you see a lot of these people do HUD housing stuff and use it as a rental property. You can't.
Yeah.
HUD is you have to be the primary resident. That's where all these politicians are getting in trouble because they get these low cost loans and stuff and say it's their primary residence when it isn't, and they're renting it out,
Yeah, so
making
that
money on it nowadays.
they were saying that it might affect the people that are already living there with the Section 8 too, because if the company or the person or whatever who signed them up is no longer is delicensed, then that's going to mean that that voucher is no longer valid.
Yeah.
So it's like it's tumbling. Now I'll get to the one main thing that she said that was so kind of stupid. So I'm sitting there and I'm not sure where these people get. She says Trump is going to stop us from voting. I'm thinking like, how is he going to do that? And she says, she couldn't come up with the thing. And I said, and then I asked her, do you have an ID? He says, yeah, I have an ID. I said, then you can vote. And then she says, I'm not going to vote for Trump. I said, it doesn't matter who you're going to vote for. You're able to prove that you're you with an ID, right? And then I heard that Trump is moving that from the Colorado Springs, he's moving the star, um, what, whatever this thing called the star, whatever, to North Carolina. I think it's North Carolina, or He's moving it up because they've been fighting that, and he said specifically that the state of Colorado has all these paper ballots, and they're corrupt. So why should I have the Stargate there? Let me move it over here where they know how to have, you know, people who order the ballots rather than just being blanketed all over the city, and people who can go to the voting booths, unlike Colorado. So I'm looking forward to hear some of the local guys here talk about that because they were fighting this Stargate from moving from Colorado Springs, and now all those jobs are going to move from there to here. And he was talking about like he said, well, what about the jobs that would be lost? He said, hey, if they want to go where we're sending it, they can go. If they don't, we'll find people down there. So, oh man. So that was during this press conference today at 2 o'clock, where he was debunking the Democrats saying that he had died over the weekend and a bunch of crazy stuff.
You know, you listen to some of these podcasts these guys do, and they're just so far. It's like they're totally disconnected. They make up these stories about like Trump died and you haven't seen him in 3 days, and like,
Yeah,
you know,
it was a
what are you
3-day
talking
weekend.
about? Where do you is a holiday weekend where he didn't get to have a holiday weekend?
Yeah, he was out there playing
Biden did.
golf. Well, a lot of times Biden was out there. I think Biden took more vacation than any
Yes.
president to this day.
He didn't have anything to do anyway. He wasn't president.
Yeah, yeah. He just sit over there and look halfway presidential. Oh, we're gonna get into some of the topics. I know I got the topics down there about the airline flights, and
Yeah,
I guess
Southwest is the first one to do it so far.
so. The way they used to do it, they didn't have to tell the person when they booked the flight that they needed extra seat, or they just booked it. They when they booked it, they booked two seats, and then when they got there, they told them, well, it's because I need an extra strap. Is that the way?
The way I understood it, it used to be that if if they if they had an open seat next to where the person bought the seat, the oversized person, they
Hmm,
wouldn't charge him for it.
okay.
But now it's if you can't fit between the armrests, you have to purchase a second seat.
Ah, and you have to do it when you're booking.
Yeah. And some of the airlines are doing it where you'll get a rebate on second seat if that second seat isn't sold.
Ah, okay. Yeah, because like I was telling you, I mean, I know some people that the person wasn't necessarily a basketball player, but they were just taller. And if you know that those seats, I mean, if you're kind of spread out your legs because you, either you have to curl up your legs or you spread them out like that, and it's like either way, your neighbor is not going to be too comfortable.
Yeah, the people in front of you, especially with long legs. And if you got to
Yes.
stick your head like this all the way, you know, crooked all the way through, that's what we got here in some of the jeepneys and some of the tricycles. The ceilings are so low in them. I got to sit with my neck crooked so I can sit up.
Oh man, crazy.
I'm always getting the top of my head banged up because it bound. Well, last week was it last week? Last week, the weekend before, we got on a tricycle, it's a
Hmm.
basically a motorcycle with a cab on the side of it, and he went off of this curb, and I bounced my head into it, made a gash in the top of my head. I mean, the top of my head's full of scars, especially from jeepney, because they aren't conscious of what they put in the middle between the seats are on the sides, right?
Hmm.
And you get in and right down the center. One time they used metal strips to keep the cardboard or whatever it is they're holding up, and the
Hmm.
metal strip was left loose, and it took a big chunk of skin off the top of my head. It bled like I bled like a
So,
stuck pig.
but they don't require you to wear a helmet in that
Well,
case.
a helmet. I can't even stand up in there without a helmet.
Because I know my son on Sergey, he took me on a ride on this fast car, and I had the helmet on, and man, it's a good thing because I felt afterward, I felt like my brain was being jumbled, you know, and then like the bottom part, they don't have like a complete floor, so you have to keep your feet kind of up, and I said, wow, like this is like the Flintstone, but it's like, well, for people who don't know that in the Flintstones, they would get in the bus and then they would drop their feet down and then they would be the motor power of the bus. Yeah. So so if you ever watching the old
Yabba dabba
cartoons,
do.
yeah. So I felt like that. I said, man, it's like and you know, and you go for a good like 30 minutes and you get kind of stiff like holding that position. But it was fun. It was fun. It was like going that fast speed. But I know if I didn't have the helmet, man, I would have bumped my head. A good one.
But if I wear a cap most of the time, a ball cap, but they have
Yeah.
that little button up in the center of them, and that always gets embedded into the top of my skull too.
Gee, man. Oh man. Well, I'm gonna give you some numbers and you gotta guess like what these numbers are. Okay, it was let's see if I got them right. Three, I think it was 17, 18, 27, and 33. And those are the lucky Powerball numbers for this past Friday. And I think somebody in Virginia, they said somebody in Virginia won in June
Yeah,
of this.
360 billion or something, million like that.
Yeah, and they said with one of the things that they bought was this.
Zero radius motor or lawnmower.
Yeah, because I was
You
looking
put
at that.
radium and go, radium? What's that? Something it's radius. What it does, they use it's like a tank or like one of those bobcats
Hmm.
where they'll you have two sticks on either side in front of you. One stick, you push them both at the same time forward, you go forward straight. You
Hmm.
pull one back, it turns that direction.
That's like a tractor, isn't it?
Well, hydrostatic tractor.
Yeah, because
Hydrostatic is the same thing.
I think I saw like on Green Acres, Oliver using
Well,
like,
but yeah, well, tractors to make sharp turns, we use they'll have two pedals for brakes on either side, right? Most of the time, they have a bar that locks over the two of them, and so you just have one pedal to push. But if you unlock that and step on one pedal, it'll help you make a real fast turn.
ah,
That's how I learned to drive was on a tractor as a little kid,
that's
baling
wow.
hay and plowing and stuff like that.
Yeah, but you know, and I don't know, I didn't give it that much thought. Like, what would I buy if I had that kind of money? And I'm thinking, I would probably go to a lot of concerts.
I'd buy a new roof for my house.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, you got to take care of the necessary stuff first. Yeah. And then I don't know because okay, you got these people that living in Hollywood in the Hollywood Hills and they're rich and stuff like that, and they have people that still are going up there breaking into their cars, and a lot of them said they have to leave their car doors open so people won't break them. And I'm thinking, hmm, what if you get some butt shot and enough of them will get the idea that don't go up there because you'll get some what Granny used to use in Beverly Hills. She put all that black pepper in there, and it wouldn't unalive you, but it will put a stain on you. So so
Another way to keep your car from getting vandalized, you use a capacitor.
a capacitor.
You bet. Get a 300-volt capacitor and put it on the door handle. See what happens.
Oh, and now that would be cool.
They
That
have
would be cool.
Still have curly black man's hair.
Oh, now that would be cool. Well, I don't know why these people who have this kind of money, maybe they're just not thinking, or maybe
Why are there cars parked on the street?
yeah,
They have
well,
that kind of money.
or unless it's like guests that come over, overnight, and they have so much room in their garage, but they don't have enough room to park all the cars. Because some of
Huh.
these people that have these 32 bedroom houses, where do you park all those cars?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like because I'm just watching a lot of YouTube stuff about these things, and Reggie, who does the show on KLZ on Friday, he was saying that he had a party he had a mansion, he had a party there, and people were parked way down the street walking to the building, right? And he said he lived in a sort of like quiet neighborhood until he got there. And he was saying this, and then the people were making deals, bringing liquor and selling liquor, and he didn't authorize that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So he had to end the party early because people were selling and doing stuff at his party that, and you can't, if you have a big house, you can't keep track of everybody. But it's like, but people will take advantage. Just like, was that movie, Trading Places? Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he had that party, and and the butler says, "Uh, did your friends have a good time?" He said, "Those are not my friends. They're a bunch of freeloaders." So that stuff really happens when people come. I just, everything that sometimes they put in movies, somebody somewhere has done that. So ah, oh, oh, Cardi B. Yeah. Am I the drama? And sometimes I wonder if she is the drama because she wants to be the drama. Anyway, she was doing this press conference and she was acting like she was tearing up. And she said, can you help raise money for this single mom? Which I think she's referring to her because she said, I'm going to be evicted from my mansion. So I don't know.
Cardi
I don't know.
B is?
Huh? I don't know. I don't know. It's like, but you got to do something. Oh, I was watching talking about Cardi B. I was watching like, okay, you get signed with the record company. You want to be famous, all that kind of stuff, and they get these rappers who are, I would say sometimes a little loose in the head, um, and they're doing these interviews, and then sometimes these interviewers they they
Woody?
they rank on them, or and then if you say before the interview, I don't want to talk about this, that's the first thing they talk about. And so the guy says, I don't want to be here. My record company told me I have to be here, right? I don't want to be here. And this one guy, he whipped out his gun and he said, you don't keep that. And he actually shot the gun in the air in the studio. And security, they had to clear the guy out, right? Then this other one that came in, and the DJ got a call from his wife. I guess it was some kind of emergency, right? And the artist said, "Why you disrespect me like this?" And then he was getting like kind of aggressive with the guy. So the podcaster he whipped out his gun and he says, "Get out of my house." So he was his own security. And man, I was just, some of the stuff some of these clips that they get, and these interviews were like from like 2008 on up to now. So they just took these. I mean, I would have never known. I mean, I could care less about some of these guys because you could hardly understand what they're saying, and I would never. I'd only listen to the music anyway. So it was just funny to see, like, sometimes if you get these mentality type people, you have to be just as much of a gangster with them as they pretend to be gangsterized. So Cardi B and her life of drama, whatever. Now let's leave baby Millie Bobby Brown. Is that her real name? She's an actress. She's not related to Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston, right? No, she's not. Uh, anyway, um, um, Bon Jovi's son and this with this actress, they're having well, I don't know. It sounded like they adopted a baby, right? So
Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me.
yeah, so it's like, well, congratulations. I guess there's a lot of kids out there that need some parents, and if you got the means, why not? I remember Bob Hope, he couldn't have any kids, and I think they adopted 4 kids to keep his wife busy. So yeah, they have money, and then we could go into a lot of bizarre things that we've seen in Hollywood as far as like, and I think Madonna, she adopted a couple of kids.
Yeah, what you do with them though?
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, that's an interesting parenthood. But anyway, hey, for the guys who stayed at the end of the show, hey, we want to appreciate you, and don't forget the roundup on Innervision at Walmart. Just go to Star Good and pick out a nonprofit Innervision. Also, if you have any show ideas, email us at Innervision, no, Johnny at innervisionrecords.org, and we'll definitely get those in there. And I I think that's it. I really appreciate everybody for coming in, and I guess we will see you tomorrow. Have a fantastic day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I thought I was gonna say it.